we are back. We're back. We are back for the Masters recap. I love doing the first round instant recaps after the Masters rounds have completed. It's one of my favorite things to do because we get to sit here, we get to take in a whole bunch of golf that we just watched. The course was immaculate. The weather was immaculate. The patrons were going nuts. We had drama. We had ridiculous shots. We had unnecessary journalism things that were going on that we didn't need in the Masters that we get to yell about. So there's plenty to talk about. Rory McIlroy is back. Is he better that he doesn't have the pressure? Nobody really knows. But Rory McIlroy leading the Masters yet again definitely makes you ask the question, why doesn't everybody just dominate the par fives like he does? Because we're going to look at that here in a minute. And it's going to show you what him and Sam Burns did. And it's pretty simple after that. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go through. I wrote down, as I often do when I'm writing and we're talking about sports and instant recaps, I have a notepad. Sometimes it's a sheet of paper. Sometimes it's an elaborate notepad that my mom got me. Just depends on where I'm at and what I'm doing. But I think the course, Augusta, is truly going to start to show its teeth here in the next few days because they've got the weather has the golfers in the crosshairs. You could hear Patrick Reed was talking about it. The course was going to be extra crispy. They could see how they're scared. Some of the golfers are scared. You could hear it in their voices that they're worried that this thing is going to get turned up and we might be looking at a single digit under par winner at the end of this thing. Now, that's good for the golfers, for the people who are watching us. But I don't know how you watched the Masters today, but sometimes you have it on the background whenever you're at work or whatever. You have it, people are trying to squeeze in, watch it with you, so on and so forth. I think my biggest gripe that I have is that we have to switch between 3 different freaking apps. And I'm not saying that as like old guy yelling at the cloud, but I'm saying that as I just don't enjoy like having to shut down an app after I get used to using it, and then I have to open another app. So you have to go from Masters app, then to the Amazon Prime app, and then to the ESPN app. If you're not at home sitting on, if you're an idiot like me and you didn't ask off for work and you couldn't just sit on your couch and watch it. But I just have a gripe with that. That's the only thing I'm going to talk about. So let's go over kind of some headlines here. And I got another gripe too about the whole way that ESPN is doing this production thing. So we're going to spend about 20, 30 minutes here. Let's ingest the Masters together, because I don't know how many times I said I love the Masters today, like just throughout work, and somebody would be talking to me. I'd be like, I just out of nowhere, I'd just be like, I love the Masters so much. And they'd be like, why? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I got my Masters green jacket on right now. Look at these banners here. What's going on here? We got somebody hack our stuff where we don't have the lime green highlights and that sort of thing. There it is. What happened there? Yeah, what happened to our colors, guys? There we go. And then let's show the head. There we go. Now we're back to normal. Holy smokes. Okay. So there were only I think this is let's not talk about live. The first one I wanted to look at was there were 16 rounds under par on Thursday, the fewest in an opening round over the last 5 Masters. And I'm telling you right now, when you're standing there and you're watching hole number 15, the par 5, and you got people, I mean, that they showed that hole from behind. I think Gary Woodland was hitting into it. Shout out Gary Woodland. Awesome. We're going to go through the leaderboard and kind of touch on some of these guys. But you could see that the balls just were not sticking. And that green on 15, it looks just like a hill. The green does. I mean, you've got to land it in the exact spot. And it's hilarious because Adam Scott, he was on 15, he was 1 under, and he landed it short. And sure enough, 10 cup that thing right into the pond, baby. And then Gary Woodland, not Gary Woodland, I don't know who it was, but went long and over the backside. So it's just there's only like 1 or 2 spots you can land it. It's incredible. That's what makes this course so great. So 16 rounds were under par on Thursday, fewest in the opening round over the last 5 Masters. Another fun stat from Nuclear Golf here. In 17 of the last 20 Masters, the eventual winner has been in the top 10 after round 1. Okay? If that holds this year, the 2026 champ will be one of the following. John is here. How we doing, John, from YouTube? We appreciate everybody tuning into the podcast. We appreciate everybody tuning into the live stream, all that stuff. You're going to hear us shout out people who are listening to the show via YouTube, via Rumble, via wherever. Angieza, she's here. How's it going? We're going to talk some golf. So who's it going to pick? Who's it going to be? 16 golfers. Kitayama got up there. Burns and McIlroy, Jason Day, Patrick Reed. He's an absolute Masters killer. I mean, he's, not good for live golf with Patrick Reed and Brooks Koepka's up there in the top 11. Xander Schauffele, Shane Lowry, Justin Rose back there again. He kind of faltered late, but I think he bogeyed the last 2 holes to go from 4 under to 2 under. Scheffler, Scotty, he started off hot, 3 under through 3, and then kind of did nothing the rest of the time. Hao Tong Lee, fan favorite. Nick Taylor, Tommy Fleetwood, also fan favorite. Brian Campbell won a tournament last year. Aaron Ride, Tommy Two Gloves, won the par 3. Jacob Bridgman, Clemson product, and then Gary Woodland. God, any one of these people winning this Masters, I would be completely fine with. Gary Woodland winning this thing would send me into absolute. I want that guy to win everything. I want him to win it all. What a gritty round he had. I thought he was going to get hot there, but he had to battle the last 7 or 8 holes. Gary Woodland did. So that's if history repeats. I think it was Tiger and Rory that were the only ones that were outside the top 10 that came back to win the Masters. So, Kitayama's kind of an outlier up there, but we talked about it with Spencer last night. We could easily see somebody like him, and Nikila's here. How you doing, Nikila? We talked about Kitayama. I think he was in Spencer's article. So, and I played him a lot in DFS and DraftKings. We're going to look at all that stuff too. But, there's some firepower on this leaderboard, the ROMs, we're going to go over that. If you look at Live, you had Brooks Koepka left Live, and then Patrick Reed left Live, and then your top, the Live golfers in the first round of the leader and the Masters. And I'm not to pile on. It's just Cam Smith was 2 over. Dustin Johnson was 1 over. Tyrrell Hatton was 2 over. Bubba Watson 4 over. Bryson was 4 over with his made up 5 iron or whatever. And Carlos Ortiz, holy moly. John Rahm was terrible. He's a 6 over. He didn't have a birdie the entire round. And that's the first time it's ever happened to him at Augusta. What's going on at Augusta? Shout out, what's that guy's name who does the videos? Dude, look, this looks bad for Ortiz. I think it's Carlos Ortiz, something Ortiz. I don't know. Live guy. He was 7 over through 5. So once he got through the 5th hole, he actually played really good golf. So if you want to look at the positive, but holy cow, dude. Holy moly, 8 over, not great. I mean, John Rahm, not that much better. So we'll see. But I think DeChambeau did this last year, too. I think he was 2 or 3 over last year and came storming back. So, but anyways, the only reason I put this video on here, for those of you who can't see, Harry Hall, first of all, this Bridgestone hat that he's got is just absolute fire. I don't even know what these things, it looks like something from Peaky Blinders or whatever. And he's got the soul patch and the mustache. Harry Hall has got swagger times a billion. Good for him. He shot a 40 on the back mat at his first Masters. He'll play with 2 drivers in the second round and a new putter. He needs to spin his irons more and hit it further to compete. So he's in a blender. I mean, he's like Quagmire after he comes out after discovering the internet for the first time ever. His eyeballs are all giant. He's going crazy. Yeah, that's what it was. John Rahm failed to make a birdie for the first time in his career, 6 over, 78, and his worst score in 37 rounds at Augusta. Man, you hate to see it. Some other sites, the Jordan Spieth experience, man. We talked about this. Jordan Spieth is going to get some sort of picture in a bush. It's just going to happen. And you're gonna laugh. And we'll look at the leaderboard here in a minute, but I think he's at even par, so he's not even out of it. But there he is. It's just Jordan. Hey, and guess what? He made par from this. He made par from being in the azalea bushes, for crying out loud. But it's just life, death, taxes, and Jordan Spieth being in some sort of shrubbery on a golf course before he hits a shot. So overall, just it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful course. It's spectacular. Bobby Mack. Wow, Bobby Mack made a 9 on the 15th hole. That is the par 5. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I think that's the par 5. Buddy, he was slamming his clubs. He might get kicked out of there if he keeps, hitting the grounds of Augusta like that. People are going to turn on him. He just was not good. He just fell apart late there, and he couldn't get anything going. And then he was slamming his clubs, and he flicked off the 15th hole. Tyrrell Hatton was yelling at the hole too. He dropped an F-bomb at one of the holes, so it'll do that to you. And there's Spieth again. He made a par. He's he's in the trees. He chips it out for his second shot, lands it on the green, makes the putt off the green. Good for him. So there you go. Those are some of the sites. Some other things I wrote down. Fitzpatrick. Let's get the leaderboard pulled up here. Here we go. There's your leaderboard. Fitzpatrick, I think he finished at 1 over or even or something. He was, where's he at? Fitzpatrick, come on. Let's see. Andrew Novak, shout out. What's up? Our guy. Matt Fitzpatrick, there we go. He was 2 over for the day, so he's tied for 40th. He's in the cut. He is I think he was the highest owned DFS play in the Millie Maker. So that means people were betting on him a lot, and Bryson. And Fitzpatrick was 2 over, but he gets out there and he is in the absolute trash off of T1. Hits his driver right in the schmutz. And it's just like, oh, there goes everybody's lineups. There goes everybody's bets. Matt Fitzpatrick, just when you think you can trust him, nope, he's going to absolutely hosel rocket one into the patrons, and we're off and running. I wrote down, I love number 2, the par 5. I just think it's an awesome hole. I think aesthetically, it's just a fun hole. Hold on. What did I just do? But yeah, I love hole number 2. I'm trying to figure out why I even wrote that down. But the other thing I wrote down was I wrote down Marty, Kevin Hart, Travis Kelce. That I have a take about ESPN having the Masters. Like, they do a great job with production, but the issue with the ESPN having, hole number 2 is Pink Dogwood. It's spectacular. I just love that hole. It's a dog leg left, and it's just so much fun to watch them play. But anyways, the whole ESPN thing, man, like, you've got ESPN that's got the production. Scott Van Pelt does a great job. The issue with ESPN having the production is that they then get to assume that we want to see everybody they're going to show us, right? And it's all verified by the ratings they get because they have the freaking Masters. So we don't need to see Jason Kelce mixing pimento cheese and egg salad and wearing a caddy outfit. And it's not Jason Kelce's fault. Like, it's not his fault. Like, he seems like a genuine dude, a good dude, family guy, whatever. But the fact that they just keep throwing him into everything just because everybody thinks he's, he thinks he's hilarious. Oh, wow, look at crazy Jason Kelce. He's eating pimento cheese and egg salad. Who would have thought of that? Oh, no, he hit it way over the hole. Oh, wow, crazy. He's wearing a pimento cheese hat. He's wearing a caddy outfit. Like, it's so predictable, the humor. But the issue is they think that the people at ESPN think that they're doing right by us by having Kevin Hart out there, by having Jason Kelce, by having The Miz come out in an all-white suit. Like, and the reality is that people that are watching the Masters, we don't need that. That's where ESPN's missing the mark. We don't need all that. It's the Masters. You don't have to jam everybody in there that you think is going to be funny or entertaining. Like this is not a it's basically a marketing campaign for ESPN to plug all their other personalities, right? They got Laura Rutledge out there now. They got, I mean, they put Saquon Barkley out there. Like they're taking this chance to like make it a fashion runway show for all their other pieces. And it's like and then they've got this one guy, I don't know, Wright Smith or Wright, whatever his name is. I don't know. He does every time you go to a commercial. Is this the guy? Is he ESPN Wright Smith? Wright somebody. What's his name? Right? What's ESPN analyst? Wright Thompson? I don't know. No, that's not him. It's Wright I don't know. It's Wright somebody. And the guy, it's just every time you go to a commercial, it's like you come back and he's trying to make you cry. It's like, I don't need to sit through 17 different poems that this Wright, whatever his name guy has written. This is going to drive me up the wall. Wright Thompson. Is that his name? Is that him? Maybe it is Wright Thompson. He is a senior writer for ESPN. Nope, nothing against the guy. Like, it's great, but I just maybe do one. Maybe do one of these, Wright Thompson. We don't need, there's the distance and it was the walk and the hello, and there's 15 different iterations of it. And hey, man, do one, start the Masters. That's it. We don't need it every time we come back from a commercial. All right, that's all I had to go. If you have not seen Aldrich Potgitter's bladed laser chip shot from off the green on one, you need to go look at that video. I think, actually, you know what? I'll pull it up. I think I could pull it up. Let me go look for it here real quick. No, I don't need that. Pot. There you go. Potgitter. I think this is going to be it. Or maybe I tweeted it out from our account. Oh, yes. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Pay attention now. We're going to do this really quickly. But holy smokes. You got to see this. This guy, this poor guy, he's on the left side of the green, tries to hit a kind of a lob wedge flop shot and just, hosel rocket all the way across the green. Felt bad for the guy. All right. Anyways, I wrote that down. Bryson just couldn't putt early on. I wrote that down. Xander, I think Fitzpatrick or somebody had their tee shot land in a beer. We got a beer tee shot. The fifth hole was giving people fits out there. And then we had Xander, who also got one of his tee shots stuck under a bag. So we had all that. There's plenty to talk about. Like I said, it's beautiful. So the leaderboard looks like this. Sam Burns, we're looking, okay, he's 567, best he's ever shot in a major. Good for him, right? How did he do it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, how did he do it? Well, let's look at number 2, the par 5, he eagled. He, number 8, the par 5, he birdied. Number 13, the par 5, he birdied. Number 15, the par 5, he birdied. And 12 is just an awesome hole. I love the gallery behind 12. It's phenomenal. It goes over the creek, and the green's like 5 feet wide and like 70 feet long, and nobody's made a hole in one there since like 1970 or something, whatever it is. But Sam Burns, eagle on the par 5, birdie on the par 5 8, birdie on the par 5 13th, birdie on the par 5 15th. Well, that's odd. Look at that. Huh. Interesting. Wouldn't you say? Who else is tied for the lead? Oh, I don't know. Rory McIlroy? What did he do on the par 5s? Huh. Here's a par 5, number 2. Oh, he birdied it. Here's a par 5, number 8. Oh, he birdied that one too. Here's a par 5, number 13. He birdied that one too. At number 15, he birdied that one too. Did we not spend, I don't know how many minutes talking about what you have to do on this course is dominate the par 5s. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And that's how they're doing it. Patrick Reed, I think he eagled one of the par 5s. We'll take a look at Kitty Amantu. Some of these guys that are way up there and really doing well. Yeah. Patrick Reed eagled both the par fives on the front nine. Forgot about that. He bogeyed the par 5 15 on the back nine, and then par the par 5 13. So he was still 3 under through the par fives, which is pretty good. He does that every day. He's going to average a 12 under the par fives, and that's what you usually have to do to win this thing. Kitayama, 2 eagles on the 2 par fives. What an absolute freak show. Kitayama, what do you do? Birdie the par 5 2. Par the par 5 8. Birdie the par 5 15. Birdie the par 5 13. So all these people that, I mean, there's a theme here. So when we're looking tomorrow, who you want to bet or who you want to look at or whatever, whoever's playing par fives well, that's what you want to look at. So shout out Kitayama. He's plus 3,500. Shane Lowry and Xander Schauffele had a good round today. And then, like I said, Justin Rose bogeyed the last 2 holes to get back to 2 under. He was at 4 under. He was looking really. Justin Rose just loves this course. Like I said, Scotty 2 under, but he was 3 under, and then after the 3rd hole, he just he played, he made a bogey, made 1 bogey. So, somebody was, I think it was Justin Thomas. Jacob Bridgman had an awesome shot. I don't know if anybody saw that. He chipped it in from off the green on 18. It was sick to get him to 1 under. So that was electric. But I think it was Adam Scott had a pretty good round. He just had that mishap on 15, I'm pretty sure. But I think it was Justin Thomas that may have gone bogey free on this golf course. But they were showing him, no. They jinxed him on the back. I think he was bogey free until the 11th and then lost it. So he was playing some pretty good golf. And Brooks Koepka was playing some pretty good golf. Cam Young was a wild scorecard. I think at one point he was like 5 over. He was 4 over. Wait, where'd he go? Yeah, there you go. He bogeyed the first, bogeyed 5, bogeyed 6, bogeyed 7. So he's 4 over going into the back 9. And then he played at 3 under on the back 9. So pretty impressive that he was able to do that, to dig himself out of that and get back to within 6. Or yeah. So Cam Young had a wild round. And then you got Jose Maria Olazabal, who was leading the damn thing. I think he was like 3 under at one point and then just completely fell apart there at the end. And there was another guy by the name of Freddie Couples who and Ludwig Oberg has been, he will just blow up on a hole. That's what he'll do. He'll just blow up on a hole, and then he'll be going along playing like this guy's the greatest golfer ever, smoothest swing, so on and so forth, and then the bottom falls out for Ludwig Oberg. Corey Connors had a sick shot too, a sick flop shot dunk. I don't remember what hole it was, but it was pretty filthy. And then I just wanted to highlight one more scorecard before we move on to Minwoo Lee was another one that people were really all over for this tournament. And he just was not very good. He made a birdie on 12 and that was it to get him back to 3. And so I don't know. He just didn't play well. Brian Harmon, we talked about him, how he just can't do it. Davis Riley and Aldrich Potgieter, the guy who bladed his you should have known that Aldrich Potgieter was in trouble after he bladed that wedge across the green on number 1. But let's take a look at Fred Couples, because the legend of Fred Couples, he made the cut last year as the oldest player to do it. And then this year he was riding along at 2 under, and then it all fell apart. He got to 15, the par 5 at 2 under, and he made a 9 on that par 5 15. Then he doubled 16, the par 3, and then he doubled 17, 18. And then he parred number 18. So he finished 6 over, but he played the last 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. 4, 6, 8 over the last 4 holes. Not great. So that's where we're at as far as round one, the leaderboard kind of standouts. And, like I said, this is a fun leaderboard. If it is going to be these guys who are the 16 who are under par, that'll be still pretty fun. Let's check in on our picks and that sort of thing that we gave out with Spencer the other day. So we did the class clown superlative. That was Max Homa and Hao Tong Lee. I'm pretty sure Max Homa is not doing too bad. I think he's having a pretty decent. I can't remember where he's at as far as. But we picked them as kind of like, dudes who are funny that, they've got a good reputation on the tour. Yeah, Max Homa's at even. So he's actually, dude's playing pretty good now. And then Hao Tong Lee's at 1 under. So in our faces. Best dress, Victor Hovland had on some sort of Minecraft design on his shirt today. It was phenomenal. Jason Day had on, I don't know, he's wearing like one of those pants they call the I can't remember what they're called. But he looked like he was wearing pants that you would wear to the beach. It was phenomenal. Most talkative was Tyrrell Hatton. Yes, Tyrrell Hatton cussed out a flag stick. So boom, we nailed that one. Jordan Spieth, most talkative, from Spence. Yep, he was in there talking to the trees. That's what he does. Most likely to succeed, Gary Woodland. Let's go, 1 under, and Scotty Scheffler 2 under. So life of the party, Andrew Novak. I think he's at 3 over. Minwoo Lee, yikes, 6 over. Most likely to meme. I didn't see any Patrick Cantlay memeable moments out there. I would say the most memeable was Jordan Spieth. We should have put Jordan Spieth. That was an easy answer. And he said DeChambeau. Yeah, DeChambeau with his 3D printed iron. Yeah. So, maxing or mogging for the Masters for your DraftKings DFS. Young and Schauffele, we'll take it. We said yes. We would love to play them. And then I said, why don't you play some Fitzpatrick and McIntyre? That was a terrible idea. And then I said, why don't you play some Bridgman and some Knapp? Both good. And then I said, come on down and play English and Woodland. Wouldn't you know? They're having a pretty good round. And then, who else are we going to play? Michael Kim, who's 3 over, not too shabby. And then, Kurt Kitayama. Did we tell you to play him? Yep. He's 3 under in second place. How about it? And then 6,400 and below, we told you to play Davis Riley and Andrew Novak. Novak's at 3 under or 3 over. Riley's at like 10 over. So those were Riley. I'll take Novak as a win because that's for his first time playing. Davis Riley's 10 over. He's like second to last. But Novak being 3 over is pretty good for his first time. He's got a good chance. He's inside the cut line right now. So that's a big deal. So if you're at 3 under or 3 over, you're inside the cut line. We take that as a win around here. Mike Kim also, I'm pretty sure outside of McIntyre, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 12 golfers we gave you to play are in cut position. And Kitayama is a steal of the draft right now. And then the people we told you to avoid was McIlroy, which, hey, egg on our face, right? He's leading the damn tournament. You love when it works out like that. Morikawa, he's at 2 over, but he just feels like he's going to implode tomorrow because of his back and his injury. Spieth and Thomas, they're actually doing good. Told you to avoid them. They're shoving it right up our hoops. Patrick Cantlay and Ben Griffin. Where are those guys? I didn't know where I didn't see Patrick Cantlay or Ben Griffin there's Ben Griffin at even. There you go. Nice job, Ben Griffin. Way to go, dude. Cantlay, I'm not really sure. I didn't see him. Let me scroll through here. He's at 5 over. So, yes, there you go. Boom. Wyndham Clark, Dustin Johnson. I think Dustin Johnson's actually a 1 over, maybe. Yeah. Wyndham Clark. Not entirely sure where. Oh, he's at even. So, in my face. Whoops. Harmon, done. Valimaki. Harmon was at like 7 or 8 over, and Valimaki, I don't think was too far behind him. Yeah, he's at 8 over. Harmon's at 7 over. So, yeah, get out of here. Don't play those guys. And then that was pretty much it. So, there we go. That's pretty good for the maxing masters and the mogging masters. Well, mogging we got freaking shat on, but that's okay. But, yeah, that's round 1. That's all we got for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I love this tournament so much. It's incredible. It's the best. It's, I just I watch it basically at the gym. I was watching it. Everywhere I go, I've got it on, whether it's on my phone or in the background. Something about the Scott Van Pelt and people narrating and all that stuff. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been round one recap. Check us out on all the social medias: TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, podcasts, anywhere you get them, Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. We appreciate everybody who listens, everybody who tunes in, everybody who chimes in, takes a chance to listen to us. We appreciate it. We'll be back, I think, tomorrow night. Do another recap after round two, after the cut has been set. That's always a fun one to do. Some golf.